Hello there everyone, this is Seb and welcome to another vlog thingy with this time another little unboxing video, or well, little? It's kind of big, isn't it? And Grizo is all excited because he was just looking for a new box to do cat stuff in. This comes from fellow YouTuber the Highlander71 who does some amazing videos, little essays on Commodore 64 stuff. Highly recommend it. Awesome dude. And he also does some Twitch streaming where he does some relaxing streams where he goes through space in Elite Dangerous. Highly recommend it. And during one of my streams we had the N64 came up and he was downsizing, so he was like, Seb, I'm getting rid of my N64, would you be interested? And I said sure thing, because I do have an N64, not here, but it's broken, it doesn't work, so you know, was in the plans to have that repaired at some point, but of course, you know, just replacing the whole thing would be great. Also, he has some games in here that I did not have. My collection was very limited because, you know, I only had the broken one, so never really dived into it. But the N64 is a system that I would love to explore more. So I was very excited when he asked me if I was interested, so I just had to jump in here, and yeah, we could manage. So let's just open it up and see what's actually in here. Now I have an idea of course, but you don't have an idea yet, so you know. Going to open this up. There we go, very well packed. The games are not with boxes and manuals, and for the N64 I do not mind at all, because they are cartridge based systems, and he said there's no manuals, but there is manuals, so there's just not the boxes, I suppose. So even having the manuals is already really nice. Let me see if I can put those aside though. Just seeing the games is more exciting, I think. So anyway, first up here is one that I was actually really it's gonna sound weird, but it's not the most exciting game for the N64, I suppose, but when I saw it on the list I was like, oh yeah, I would like that. And that is Lilac Wars, which is Star Fox 64 in the US, of course, but we couldn't use Star Fox for some reason. I don't know. There is a history around there. But yeah, probably the best in the series. So yeah, excited to play that because I never had a full play of that. So that's gonna be cool. And then there is this one was also really exciting. I actually thought it was that one because the covers kind of look the same. But this was the one I was most excited for, to be honest, and that's Robotron 64. I have Robotron X on the PS1 and I really enjoyed that game. But ever since Robotron 64 came out, that thing just seems to blow that version out of the water with just better visuals, analog controls, which is great. I think if I remember correctly, you can actually use two controllers to get the dual stick thing going on, which is really neat. So yeah, those are two really awesome games already. Let's see, what else do we have? We have is this the memory pack, I think? That's what it's called, yeah. Obviously I'm not too familiar with the N64, but I think that's the memory pack. I will need to check it out, so that's cool. More easily available. Oh, bag of loose little goodies, more packs. I'm not sure if the expansion pack is in here. Is this the expansion pack? No, this is the jumper pack, which usually means that the expansion pack is in the N64, isn't it? Although, you know, in my system there is also the I do have the expansions pack, so you know, that's a whole bunch of goodies. Awesome. Then there's two controllers here. The standard blue one, which has a bit of a loose stick, which is kind of, you know, a sad thing about these controllers. They always go limp at some point. Not actually sure if you can fix that. Probably you can. Need to look into that. And this is actually one of the reasons why I still want a N64, because you know, people are like, "Ooh, you can just emulate it." But I think, as much as I don't really like the N64 controller, it is hard to get an experience other than this controller on like a standard controller you connect to your PC. I know there's also USB N64 ones, but you know, I just like the real thing. And this is one that is absolutely in great condition, and it's a nice blue one. So yeah, this is awesome. Amazing condition, this one. Barely feels even used. But yeah, this is the main reason why I just want a N64, just because that controller it's so quirky, you know. It's one of a kind thing, and it's hard to emulate that. And also the emulation, I think, is still a bit wonky. So you know, that's nice to have a real thing, I think. Anyway, over here I can't go without two Zeldas here. So Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which are awesome. Just obscuring the writing on there because I don't know if I can show that. Then we have the power lead, of course, very handy to power on the system. I think the N64 still had those bespoke kind of things, even 2. Wow, okay. And is there? I think he said that there was no video cable in here, but that's also alright, because I do have that for my own unit, of course. Donkey Kong 64. Never actually played this, so this is going to be fun to check out. I know it gets a bit of a bad rep for being a huge collectathon, but we'll see. F-Zero X might be my favorite of the F-Zero games. The GameCube one is also really good though. And you know, the original is also good, but this is just one giant step up from the Super Nintendo one. So that's gonna be fun. Really tough game though, F-Zero. Any version. What else do we have here? We have Quake 2, never played this version, so that's gonna be cool. I do believe, if I remember correctly, that this is a pretty good version of it. Like, it surely can't hold up to the PC version, but you know, when it comes to consoles, this is probably one of the better versions out there. Was there also a Dreamcast version? I think there was. Next up, we have another Zelda. Okay, wow. Another Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I did see that good, right? Yes, the other one was Zelda too. Okay, so that one's double. Did not really expect to find any doubles here. Then we have Mario Kart 64. Not my favorite Mario Kart game by any stretch. I think it moves a bit too sluggish, if that makes sense, like compared to some of the other ones. It's just, you know, early days of 3D is what I attributed that to. Not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, just when it comes to Mario Kart games, not my favorite in the series, but still, you know, it will be good fun to go through. And one that's actually kind of fun, I find, Bomberman Hero. Don't hear too much about this one either, but I played it through emulation at one point. I really enjoyed it, so will be cool to play it on the real hardware. So that's nice. Now I'm kind of suspecting why there were doubles in here. Yep. So here is the N64 itself, with the expansion pack in there. The lid seems to be gone, but that's okay. But he just dumped his entire collection on me right at once, because here's another one that does have the lid, and yeah, they both look in great condition. But I don't know why you had felt the need to send both, but thank you so much. That is really awesome. I will be enjoying these soon. I will need to find my own stuff, which is not here at the moment, so I'll need to dive into my pile in storage and actually find the video cable, and I will be able to check those out soon. So maybe I will have a Sunday stream soon where we just play some N64 games, why don't we? But yeah, wow, this is a lot of stuff, Wouter. Thank you so much. That is amazing. Love the N64. Well, love is a big word. I mean, I've been a bit of a Sony fanboy back in the day. It's just a system that I came to appreciate way more later. So, you know, in more recent years, I was like, yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So, you know, it has been a system that I was looking to get into more, and I might get like an EverDrive for this to explore some more of the games on there, which I'm looking very much forward to. I was thinking, because I think it is possible to mod a HDMI in here for some HD footage. So I am thinking, before I'm actually going to dive into the library, I might actually do that, mod one of these bad boys for HDMI and have some great visuals out of them. If anyone has any info or tips regarding that and what things to look out for and what things to avoid, please let me know. I would love to learn. But yeah, I'm very, very happy for this. And of course, I nearly forgot the pack of manuals here. Sorry about that, but yeah, let's just go over them, because it's interesting. Because these don't really match the games. So these were just from all the games he had, I think. Pokemon Stadium here. I think I have that one. Not entirely sure. Tony Hawk Pro Skateboarder. This is the first one. Didn't even know the first one came out on the N64. So, you know, that one with 1080, classic N64 game that I actually never played. Hear a lot of good things about that one. Banjo-Kazooie is, I think, a game that I do have. Again, it's been a while since I checked out my N64 stash, but I do believe I have Banjo-Kazooie. So that's good, because I have none of the manuals. For these kind of systems, I don't care too much about manuals, and especially the boxes, those cardboard boxes. They tend to bump up the price so much to a point where I'm like, whatever. I'm just happy with the cartridge, and that's fine. Same with the NES and the Super Nintendo. One exception is, I guess, the Mega Drive and the Master System, but it's because those boxes are more sturdy. It's just, you know, they feel better. Anyway, Rayman 2, classic. Never actually finished Rayman 2 either, so might be a good excuse to do that as well. I think there's also a Dreamcast version. And of course I have a PS2 version, which is not as great. Then there is the Ocarina of Time manual here. Nice, really thick, but usually with these European manuals it's because there's like 6 languages in there. Mario Kart 64 manual, cool. GoldenEye manual. I don't think I actually have GoldenEye. I never liked GoldenEye much, not a confession here. I remember when that came out, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've been playing FPSs on my PC, and it doesn't really do any. I couldn't get the aiming down because of the controller, so I completely skipped out on that. And Perfect Dark, I guess, in extension. So might be fun to get back to, but I doubt I could really get into it because those controls, man. It's kind of funny, we all have those things that we look back at and we're like, yeah, that didn't do it for me, and might be hard to still get back to. Another good example, because I am a big fan of the first Tomb Raider games on the PS1. A lot of people can't get into it because of the tank controls. It's just what you're used to. I suppose, if you grew up in that, then it was okay. You didn't know any better, and I still can play that stuff just fine. Same with Croc, I suppose. I don't mind the controls, but I can totally see that someone who is not used to it and jumped to the N64 goes back to those games, and I was like, yeah, no thank you. Then there is Superstar Soccer 64. I have played Superstar Soccer Deluxe on the PS1, which was really good for a soccer game. I mean, I'm not much of a for soccer games, but that one was really enjoyable. And there's Super Mario 64, which I do have myself. So that's nice to have, because I did not have the manual. And then some N64 hardware manuals as well, which is cool, because I hardly, as you already noticed, I hardly know half the stuff what it actually is. So apparently I need it. And some PS1 demonstration, or promotional thing. Really early one as well, because it's Tekken 1 on here. So so that's really neat. Once again, Wouter, the Highlander71, thank you so much for all of this. Really awesome that we could strike a deal like this, and yeah, I will be enjoying this stuff very much, and I thank you for sending it over. Links to Wouter's socials are in the description. Please check him out. Drop him a subscribe, a follow. And all that there is now is to thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much for joining me in unpacking these goodies. And I hope to see you soon in one of my videos, in one of yours, wherever, whenever. And until the time, I say take care and the muzzle.